Okay,
This one for sure. Thanks, John.
Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Well, it's
She
a
did it for me.
delegated task there.
all right, so we will call to order our Monday, April 7th, 7:30 Board of Health meeting. This meeting is being recorded. Let's see. First, we gotta approve the minutes. We'll do quick introductions in 1 second. We have you guys first on the agenda. Did you read the minutes, sorry?
I did. I'd like to correct the spelling of my name again
Okay,
in all the locations where it's spelled wrong.
okay,
Other than that, I motion to accept.
okay, second. Okay, public session. Nobody. On to the next thing. All right, new business, Maple Ave variance concern. All right, so quick introductions. I am Diana. I am the Board of Health Chair. Ariana,
Member.
yes. We have Phil, who is our,
Phil is here, acting agent for Board of Health.
yeah,
Greg Marteros, neighbor.
I'm Mike Cook. I'm helping on the project over the last couple months.
And I'm Michael Botruba, engineer, designer.
okay, very good. All right, so Greg, do you have your questions? Why don't we start there?
I do.
I don't know how we want to sit, but basically we.
Here, so I can.
Sure, we can, yeah, you can, wherever you're comfortable. Thought we would use this opportunity to get questions answered, see if we can come up with some solutions. Obviously, we want the best for both parties, so. Do you want to start with your
Yeah,
first?
so I raised the concern because the septic, the leach field falls within 60 feet, is it?
Yes.
And the tank is how far?
Tank is. $84 feet.
Okay, so everything I've seen online and with EPA or with anything that guides to location says 100 feet. But there are exceptions that are like groundwater, where the groundwater might go, or if the well is in deep in bedrock, would minimize the effect of contamination. That if the septic system is well maintained and cleaned regularly, that can minimize contamination or flushed out pumped. And so I can see that some systems could work, and it's possible that maybe it's even likely that it won't be a problem. However, there's a code there for a reason, and the first question I had was, as a homeowner, if the septic system does not meet code, what rights do I have? I mean,
Well, your rights is you're having a hearing to bring up your concerns. That's why we're here. They were required when they couldn't meet the setbacks to a property. For sometimes it's distance to property line. That would require a hearing. Any well issues that.
right, so what does a hearing provide to me?
It provides you an opportunity to ask questions, get answers, and either accommodate with some recommendations.
Okay,
So one,
I guess my bottom line is, if the conversation has concerns, lingering concerns that I might have, and if they're well-founded concerns, because I want to be reasonable in the whole thing. But if there's well-founded concerns, do I have a right to reject it wholesale?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
because you're the property owner.
So the second things, my second question is, what efforts were made to meet code?
Right, so what, can I give you a summary? And I'll give you some. Anytime you're looking at a piece of property, your first thing you identify is wells. And the number one thing you try to meet, obviously, is distance to neighboring wells.
Right.
Sometimes you can meet distance to neighboring wells, but the property well would be within 100 feet. When you can't meet the 100-foot offset for your septic, there are certain, if this was a new construction, we wouldn't be here. But because this is pre-existing, you're trying to get maximum feasible compliance to the code. And there's some provisions in the code called local upgrade approvals to allow certain things
Right, I understand.
within, so one of them is distance to property line. One of them is distance to cellar or foundation. In this particular case, the big restriction is the piece of land. There's not enough land. Now, another offset that would be available to a pre-existing system is separation to groundwater. And normally it's 4 feet offset, 5 feet in sandy soils. And they would, if they could meet provisions to wells, then they could get a foot offset instead of 4, 3. Sometimes it makes a difference between a pump system or not. But because they can't meet the well offsets, they can't get any other offset. So this system is designed to go in with 4 feet offset to seasonal high groundwater.
What does that mean for filtration? Is
Well,
is that-
that, back in pre-95,
Mhm.
we'd go out in the wet time of year like this. And we basically, oh, there's water. Oh, there's no water. And that was sometimes hit or miss. Since 95, the code is based on soil science. When we do deep holes, the engineer has be a soil evaluator, the witness has to be a soil evaluator. And you can determine any time of year whether you see groundwater or not, where it is.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Where in the horizon is the system going to be? This system has to be 4 feet above, which it is.
Yeah.
The other thing,
Who established that?
pardon?
Who established that 4 foot? How is that?
By doing a soil evaluation. Oh, who establishes the
That
4
was-
feet?
that 4 foot wasn't based on the proximity to the well. It was based on the groundwater.
Right, right. And then the system is an advanced Presby,
I put one of those in, so
Yeah.
I'm aware.
which actually the advance is allowed, can be within 2 feet of groundwater. And I couldn't understand that, why they got that 2 foot offset, but one day at a DEP annual seminar, basically, it's considered not only a disposal system, but a treatment system. One of the things in this particular case that I would throw out there for you to consider and the property representative to consider. Number one, you have a drilled well. It's down in the bedrock. This is in the back of the house. Most of your groundwater hydraulics is gonna continue down the hill away from your system. What I would recommend is that we have some provisions. Well, number one, if this was to go in, anytime you have a well offset that's not 100 feet, I always request baseline water tests, standard Title V. So you have, okay, before the system went in, we got a water test. And that would be required of the property owner also because their well is within 100 feet. So you have something to compare. So definitely recommend that. And then I would recommend some testing maybe every 2 years for, some period. And then the other thing I would recommend is that the tank get pumped every 3 years, whether it needs it or not. Now, whether or not property owner would be okay with that, because not only are you trying to protect the neighbor's well, you're trying to protect your own well, which is closer, right? No, what's this well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 20 feet, 15 feet.
And so the other thing about maximum feasible compliance is they basically have a cesspool down the hill, and a cesspool, quite frankly, should be out of the code. Anytime someone has a cesspool, in my opinion, that shouldn't even be considered. However, due to lobbying by realtors and whoever else back in 95, they allowed cesspools under certain conditions. But a cesspool, there's no treatment. It's basically a hole in the ground where your solids and your gray water go in, and then they seep out, and there's no treatment. Back in the day, when they added water to the mix, when we had an outhouse, you went to the outhouse. But then you added water, pump in the house, and then water is a way to make things flow. Once you added that, then that's when they, came up with a cesspool, et cetera, et cetera. But modern systems take, you have a tank that collects your solids, and then from there, your gray water comes out and goes into different leaching systems, which basically are organic. There's biology happening, there's physics, there's chemistry, and the interface with the soil. That's where the bacteria and the viruses further
Right, Phil, I
eat.
have a question. What does that have to do with what we're doing?
I'm saying that with a modern system, you get treatment. And so to get back to
I
your
have a cesspool,
groundwater,
there's a cesspool.
so by the time you get down to your groundwater, with your 4-foot offset, then your gray water is basically treated, and then it continues on.
Right.
One of the reasons why septic systems are still around, number one, sewer isn't everywhere, but sewer, all that does is disinfect and then puts it into the nearest water body. So what was happening is a certain amount of the groundwater, instead of going back where it needs to go, was being diverted and ends up where
No, that's a good overview. I appreciate that. The questions I have for you guys is, are there ways that you could have met code? Is there a system that you put a tight tank or something and that gets pumped every year that meets code?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't put in a tight tank if you have a feasible method to put a septic on a property in Mass.
But if the feasible method is not accepted and does not pass, then
But-
is it feasible?
And that's why we asked for a variance, and the variance we asked for is there's a list of variances you can ask for. There's some that you can. We also went with the Presby to offer additional treatment compared to the conventional pipe and stone. And I don't know if you've seen.
But if
We're just trying to be reasonable
Well,
with the property, because no one's gonna buy a home and wanna live with a family with a tight tank. It's just not gonna, it's not gonna be reasonable. So we tried to put the best system for the property that we could. I'm just explaining
I appreciate what
the
you're
method.
doing.
Yep.
My concern is, as a homeowner, is
Yeah.
evident, and if I have the ability to say this is not acceptable and it tanks the whole thing, then no one's gonna buy a property, period, if you can't sell it.
Yeah, and I
So a
guess
tight
that's the
tank-
question of whether you want that to happen.
I'm fine with that happening. If it protects, if I'm sure 100% that protects my water supply, I am 100% sure I would reject this plan. 100% sure. So I'm seeking ways of saying, is there a
I understand.
path? So one path is putting a tight tank in. I'm not suggesting that, but that would be a path. Is that correct?
a tight tank is your
Phil, I'm asking these guys.
last resort by code.
Okay, but
Just so you
it
know.
is possible.
Don't ask me, I'm just,
Well, it's-
I have no idea.
it's-
Phil, is it possible?
It's your last resort after you try to, that's why you have maximum feasible
I understand,
compliance.
but it is possible.
Again, we have tight tanks in town. Usually they're around lake properties because those properties
Okay.
are so small.
Well, thank you. That you answered my.
The other way is trying to get an easement on neighboring land to get
Can
the
can we,
distance.
can we let the design engineer at least speak a little bit on what he tried to do and why and?
So again, trying to avoid a tight tank for code reasons and for
Resale
Homeowner.
for value, for the investment in the property.
investment. I mean, like, if it was a homeowner that was gonna stay living there, or if it's an investment, it would be the same process we'd go through. We keep it away, as far away from any water source as we can. We didn't have any more land to move it to the back.
I understand.
So we've kept it as far back as we can. It's down gradient from the neighboring wells, and that's definitely why we selected the Presby as well. And in
Yep.
terms of protecting the water source, I think what Phil had mentioned is water testing. A baseline and then subsequent testing to
Right.
provide.
So here's the issue I have with that. Is that,
Were you finished? I'm sorry. Were you finished talking?
But more or less, yes.
Okay, let's just make sure everybody's heard so we can, go ahead.
thank you.
Yeah.
So the issue I have with that is that in the meeting, to have a baseline water test is something that can be done. Recommend the testing every 2 years and recommend the tank is pumped every 3 years. And I have no idea if the neighbors are gonna be putting chemicals in their system. I have no idea if they're gonna be what they're gonna be putting in their septic system. So I have no idea if they're gonna pump the tank every 3 years. There's no teeth in that,
And that
I
would
have
be
no
any
idea.
neighbor.
huh?
That would be any neighbor.
But if the septic tank is 100 feet away and meets the code, then the conditions I have for concern are less than great. So I went all over the internet saying, is there a provision that says that any language that says the tank doesn't have to be under 100 feet under these conditions? I could find nothing. So
Just so you understand, the tank is an enclosed,
the Leachville, I'm sorry,
Okay.
the Leachville is designed.
and then as far as, I mean, this could be an agreement that's in the deed. Where they're required to do the testing and do the pumping. And when and the water tests and the pumping are done, the Board of Health to get a copy, it would be in their file.
Yeah,
When tanks get pumped, we're supposed to get
Yeah, we
pumping
get,
records,
yeah, we
which
get
we
the
do.
records.
People should do it every 3 years anyway, so.
Yeah.
What happens if it doesn't, well. If that were the language that were inside, if we have an agreement if we reach an agreement on this. That language would have to have some teeth or some way of. I mean, the Board of Health, there are 2 people here. You don't have a staff that says, okay, we're monitoring and flag went up. The 47 Maple Street just got pumped. We need to call the neighbors to let them know that it's been done. Because the
You would have to
language,
put a public records request in.
yeah,
I would
the language in the deed says this. So that's cumbersome. Would it be followed through? I don't know if it'd be followed through.
You would follow through though?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right.
You would have to
If I know
request.
that they pumped,
No, just every
No.
couple of years you check with
You
the
would check in
records.
You
with
have to do a
us.
deed request
and
for
then
it,
what happens if they didn't pump?
that we follow through.
I would have to defer to Phil on that.
Yep.
I mean, part of it, it could be an enforceable agreement.
I could get a
Like-
letter from the coalition, right, Lester Coalition?
Mhm.
It's like anything, like when a Title V is done. We get a copy of that Title V and it's either gonna be a pass, conditional pass, needs further evaluation, or a fail. In order to sell the property. The further evaluation piece, conditional pass is pretty straightforward. Tank needs to be replaced, D-box needs to be replaced, but the leach field's intact. Further evaluation, however, comes when a system is within that 100 feet. And within 50 to 100, with a water test, pass water test, then the Title V will pass. 50 and under, there's less guidance from DEP, basically leaves it up to the Board of Health to determine, I've had a couple cases where it's been like 49. So what kind of well are we talking about? Is it a dug well? Is it a drill well? Where is it? Up gradient, down gradient, where Is it on the property itself, that the affected property? And
And my understanding of the rules is if you had a system in, they have to allow you to repair it, and I could be wrong. And it's not allowed to just go to a tight tank. There needs to be an equivalent, something with a leaching capability in the lot if that was grandfathered in or a pre-existing. So I don't know if that's true or not in the provisions. We should talk about that because
well, let's go back to
you
your
shouldn't be able to go
cesspool.
from, like, I live on a lake today. I've had situations where I have an old beehive. They're like, it's tight, but they are forced to let you bring in some form of a system, whether it's raised or not. Within the water, setbacks or whatever, to keep a system. It's not gonna be a tight tank. So I don't know if that's the case, so I'm a little
So-
surprised we went from the best possible system within the lot lines to you
Well, it's
asking
because
for a
you're
tight
affected-
tank or nothing. Like, I didn't think that it
Well,
went that
well,
draconian. Well, I'm asking.
What I was asking is specifically, what other efforts were made to meet code? That was my question.
Right, and my point is to meet code, but within the framework of there was an existing system
But
that was not a tight tank.
But is that part of the code that
That's-
allows you to upgrade? We don't know
Let
that.
me clarify that. To get to what you were asking, the difference is you're affecting a neighboring property.
Mhm.
And number one, when we were out looking at a piece, doing a soil evaluation, where are the wells? And if you're gonna affect a well because of distance, if you're being constrained by distance, your well is the one out of all the wells, if we have to get close to a well, gonna be the property owner's well, because you don't have to have a hearing, you just have to agree to it.
Mhm.
In your case, your cesspool, do you have an easement for that cesspool?
I believe there is.
If there's an easement, the other thing.
It's
can't
got
work-
like a plot line where it,
Yeah, I gave them it was a right of way before when I bought the property from Stones. And I cut that area up.
Right.
I didn't give them easement for the septic tank. I gave them,
there is no septic, just for what, I think you just asked about the cesspool.
the cesspool was just, I gave them that land because my bank wouldn't allow me to have their cesspool
Cesspool.
on my land.
So then the other solution is to upgrade where the existing cesspool is.
Only with more land.
Right, there's not enough room in the existing.
It's like
framework
5
to-
feet wide or something.
Right.
Right.
fit a-
That's
It's 10
all it
feet.
is?
And it's 10 feet wide. It's just, it was originally, it was a right of way that Hodgkinson granted to Stones. And when I bought the house, the bank looked at it and the attorney says, you can't have that. So I told Lewis and Lowe, I told Ahmad, why don't we just give you 10 foot of land so you have access to it? And it's your property. So we gave him that chunk of land.
Because, I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I can't make you do what I'm suggesting, but what about extending that easement so they could put a leach field down there? It's all downhill, and they could go maybe with a regular stone and pipe at that point.
I know your father wanted, you guys probably were hoping to potentially do that if as an
But-
option, but I can't do it within the lot I've got.
Because the thing with tight tanks is it's water in, water out, and it's not a prize. And I say that some of the lake properties, it works because it tends to be seasonal.
Mhm.
That's why you see them around lakes. But what happens around lakes is they used to be seasonal May through September on these little 100 by 200 pieces of property or 100 by 100. And everything was good, but then, oh, I like it here. And then it went into year round. And it's not unique to Ocam. Anywhere you go where there's water, no one wants to stay there year round. And not everyone has the property. So we've had easements that have gone across the road, had other things, solutions like that. In the end, again, a tight tank it's just a closed vessel. Gets pumped, there's an alarm. When the alarm goes off, it's telling you, gotta get it pumped, and there's a reserve. As far as the other thing that you said about what's going in, I mean, it's an organic system. You put things in there that you don't, that shouldn't be there, you just kill the system.
That's my point.
But, I mean, that's the one,
You can't control what's going in there.
that's the one thing.
But you can't control what people dump in your yard if they wanted to either. Like, I mean, I don't know if
We're
that's,
not talking about
I
that.
don't know if that's reasonable though. I don't know.
I think it is reasonable. If your water was to contaminate your house, how would you feel about that?
I get that. I don't know if people would be dumping stuff in their septic system.
I don't, and it's for that reason that I'm not comfortable with it, because I don't know.
The main thing that we see, I review hundreds of Title V's over the years. Been doing this too long, actually. And the number one is grease. And some
Right.
cooking. I mean, just normal grease washing is not a big deal. And then occasionally someone would put a garbage disposer in after the fact. However, plumbing permit normally can catch it. We catch it on a Title V. You can have a garbage disposal, but you have to make your leach system 50% bigger to handle all the organic suspended solids. It's not designed for that. Education is usually the best, just normal use. Pumping takes care of a lot of stuff. It's really when you don't pump. We've had perfectly built, installed, engineered system through lack of maintenance that have caused the systems to fail. And that's the number one thing that I push is a riser to grade, whether I can make them do it or not. The requirement on your tank is to have a little flap. That's not a moving part. Then, so the tank is, within this distance, but I've been pushing the engineers to put risers to grade over your tank. It does two things, gives you access, and number two, it reminds the homeowner that I need to pump my tank. If you have this built in, we have shared systems are required to be inspected every 3 years. We have other ones where it's in the deed that they pump every 2 years. It's in the deed. Because of, we have multiple parties, like condos, use that as an example.
I guess I'm just looking for the reasonableness test of, we're trying to put the cesspool system. It's not a system. The cesspool is the worst possible thing that could be in there right now. We tried to put in the best possible system from what we've got, followed up as many rules as we could, and now we're kind of at an impasse. So I just don't know.
So
Go ahead. I don't know.
is there potential, I know it's not the ideal situation, but is there land that we could acquire to make something? I mean, so the land behind the house is owned by who? Is
Me.
that,
Me.
okay,
Laura and me.
so I mean, if you want it further away from your well, I mean, is there an option that you would put forward as a possible, whether that's, even if we're talking feet, or is that too much?
I think what's reasonable is to look at options
Mhm.
and then sit with them and see what makes sense. And I think the tight tank is important to me to have that as an option.
How often would a tight tank have to be pumped for a
Family.
4-bedroom, 3-bath home?
Six.
Any idea? I have no idea.
You'd have to put it in something like a 4,000 or 5,000 gallon tight tank. Usually, a seasonal use.
I don't know if you're gonna want a
You-
tight tank back there without the,
Your
it's almost
minimum,
worse
your
potential.
minimum size is 2,000 gallons usually. But I've seen them 5,000 gallons, gives you that window. But when you go to pump it, it's basically.
How is a tight tank installed? I'm sorry, Phil. How does-
Same as a septic tank.
So it's buried.
The only difference is there's no outlet. There's an inlet and then there's an alarm.
Yeah.
So when it reaches the reserve height, the alarm goes off. And then it has rises to grade so there can be access. Pumping a 5,000 gallon tank is going to be a couple $1,000s. Pumping a 1,500 gallon tank's around $600-700.
Per,
So,
per time. Is that once a year or?
That's what.
no, it's as,
When it
it's
fills
as
up,
use.
which-
See, the other thing, when you have if you have a tight tank, number one, of course, plumbing code nowadays, all your fixtures are low flow. You don't have the 5-gallon flush toilets anymore, your shower heads, all that. So number one, one of the requirements is everything's low flow. And then secondly, you can have a washing machine. However, it's probably less expensive to go to a laundromat. Because again, whatever you put in, although your washing machines nowadays don't take as much water, and then,
But still, 5,000 gallons is not a lot for all your wastewater. I
Um,
appreciate.
well, you gotta take your flows. Now,
I mean, we're talking about a 4-bedroom.
yeah,
home
so
with 3
four-bedroom
kids.
house
We're doing laundry every
technically
single day.
is designed for 440 gallons per day. So 10 days, if you're maximizing those,
You're filling, you're
you're
empty.
filling it. However, most on a 3-bedroom house, again, depending on the family setup, most of the time it's like 225, and that's the high.
Yeah, but we're talking about once a month pumping.
Probably
Every 22
Doesn't
days,
seem
Yeah.
very feasible.
So.
it's not an option.
So good question. I just, yeah.
Yeah,
just wanna
I
make-
want to I just want to understand. So that really is unreasonable. But everything you said prior to that, Phil, about grease in the system, chemicals, it kills the system, that is the concern. So I'm kind of leading someplace with this,
Mhm.
that, and taking chunk of land in the backfield is really hard for me because I only have 100-foot width. And a lot of my areas back there are already planted with fruit trees. It's all planted. And-
Well fertilized.
Yeah, true. Well, some things don't grow
Don't do
there
well.
because of the nitrogen.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
nitrogen,
yeah.
so it's killing some things. I can't grow, certain things I can't grow.
Do they have any option with the house that is currently for sale on the other side, you think, for some land?
They have nothing. They have the same size
Same,
lot.
same thing.
Oh, okay.
So here's a discussion I want to have. I would want a water treatment system installed in my house. Something where I know
That your
In
water.
your home, sorry.
that
Yeah.
I control.
Mhm.
I don't control what the neighbors do. I don't control what they put in their septic system. All I control is what's in my property.
Mhm.
And the research I've done, it's not a lot, but I haven't really looked into it. But it seems like there are systems out there that will mitigate contamination from septic.
such as,
Well, there's osmosis,
Yeah, I was good.
reverse there's different types of filtering systems. I haven't gone down that road. Do you have concerns about that?
well, no, anytime you say treatment systems, you gotta connect it with what are you treating it for?
Correct, right.
And so that's the key.
The
Yeah.
language I'm sorry, the language I would put in is either a system is put in ahead of time, anticipating, and it has flexibility to treat as we're doing water testing, that water testing will be part of it on at least every 2 years. And then modify the treatment system accordingly to treat that, whatever is contaminants, if any have come in, hopefully there are none.
Possibly the reverse osmosis, you have to do some research on that, but I just want to clarify about grease. What has happened over time now, I mean, grease, what it is when it's in solution, it travels. But as it travels, it cools, and then when it cools, it coagulates, and as it coagulates, it clogs. Modern systems very often will have filters, and the filter is in the tank. And the reason it's in the tank is if something like that happens, I mean, the filter is part of the maintenance also. But if grease happens to get in there at any amount that it starts collecting on the filter. And what that does is it keeps it from going into the leach field. The leach field is where the money is. That's where your costs, that's where your material and a Presby, you have to have C33 sand, which is this wash sand. All your material prices have gone up because of there's not as much now. We have Bond, which is out of Spencer, big company. They're hauling material out of Royalston. Every day they're driving their tractor trailers because the material, there's less and less. So those prices, you protect the leach field because that's the one thing. If it clogs up or breaks out and you have to replace it, in a case like this, you end up having to do an in-place, dig out, redo. So the filter, if the homeowner maintains it, they clean it, it's done, no problem. If they don't, if you have a negligent homeowner, not to say that people are, it would, all of a sudden they would have a backup in someplace, the lowest area, like their shower. And then they call the installer, what's going on? And that's when you find out they either haven't plugged the tank or the filter's clogged, but it keeps it in the closed unit.
I have that in nastiest job in the world is pull out the filter and clean it. But it's the other stuff, there are conditions that I can't
I have a lot
control.
of things to do at home right now.
What's that?
Sorry, I just asked her if she has ever done that.
I'm
Continue.
taking notes about what I should do at home.
Well, if you haven't, you're welcome to come up and do it.
I take lots of things at
Wipe
work.
down bucket, hose,
Right.
yeah, but anyway, sorry.
So I'd explore the treatment system so that we know that there isn't anything coming into our water supply. That's what I would, a home treatment system.
So I'm just throwing that out there, like a reverse osmosis system. I'm pretty sure and again, I'm just not saying that that's it. But they do make home systems. Actually, the Worcester treatment plant for the water, that's what they use. They have
It seems like it's the most.
Big- a reverse osmosis system, and for them, it has to be redundant. In this case, because it's commercial and
And it's not something I would ever install in my house. I really am truly concerned about having a septic system leach field that close to my water supply. Because if that comes in, then I'm faced with getting a water treatment. It's not like we have to drill. I thought we'd have to drill a new well, which would be a very difficult sell for me. But in reading over the weekend about water treatment, it seems like there are systems that would address that concern if it came up. It may not ever come up, and maybe that it's money that the owner puts into the project that didn't have to do, and hopefully you don't have to do. But it's the insurance policy I need. It's either that or a tight tank to know that the system, that I'm not going to be affected by a system.
There's no third option. You're saying it's those two.
If there is a third option, I'm welcome to hear it.
Again, the only
The
other
third
one
option
is,
is one you have on the books.
well, the fourth, then there's a fourth of just, I don't know how many feet we need for a leach field, but just an expansion of that swap of land to put a leach field in that meets the
but you have to
setback.
just take the measurements
It's the size,
on
it's that
that,
size.
the leach field,
Right.
it's right there.
I tried to put a septic system back in that area 5 years ago. We put a septic Presby in. I put 1,000-foot piping down to the bottom of the hill.
18 by 42 for a pipe and stone.
Then you
Presby's
gotta have your 10 feet
10 feet
all
up.
around.
So 42 feet would come out into the middle of my, I think if you have the field.
That wasn't the Presby though, that was the,
No, and the Presby is 13 and a half by 35.
But is that coming back towards? Which way would it be designed? Oh, it's turned that
Running
way.
south.
It's turned that way, yeah. You'd have to design it. If it was a sloped area, you'd have to step the.
Yeah, 2 steps.
And then you also have, it's a slope and then groundwater is gonna be there, so.
I'll tell you right now, that one, I'm not gonna vote for that.
Again.
It's an option, but
you
it takes,
asked- She was asking about options, so
Yeah.
those are what, when you have a piece of property. That's too small, that's what you look at. You look at
the options.
maximum feasible compliance, then you look at easements, if it's possible, and again, like I said, we've had quite a few easements are in the deed.
Sounds
Access,
like he's not interested in easement.
no, I understand.
I can't do easements, I don't have the room for it, the property's not that wide.
So basically a water treatment system, possibly.
Yep.
How do we make a next step on that? I don't even.
You'd have to do a little research.
Yeah, I know we've looked into this nitrogen reducing system for the. It's
For
like
that reason.
advanced treatment in addition to the Presby, where they have a media and additional treatment. But it's, I mean. I guess ultimately there'd have to be an agreement on what system. It sounds like this is more of an agreement thing than a.
I wanted to put it into my house, so it's.
Oh, so you want a drinking water treatment system?
Yeah.
Not okay,
Yes, that's what he's
so we're
looking
not
for.
talking about a.
Right.
Because
No,
he
no,
was
sewage
talking
treatment
about a sewage treatment system that this thing goes on top of the system that's in there.
Yeah, well, that'd be, for the owners of that property, that might be a
Right,
great
I mean,
thing.
But no, it was supposed to, I thought it was to mitigate any risk for the neighbors. That,
Well,
It would be to treat the water leaving the system a step further.
A step
Um,
So
further.
that
to
is an
mitigate.
option.
there's nitrogen reduction systems. You see them a lot down the Cape. Because of the aquifer there, it's a sandy aquifer, it's not bedrock aquifer like we have. And so it would be
bolted on.
tank, nitrogen reduction. And then it would go to the Presby, which is already a treatment
Okay, right.
system. So what it's doing is it's clarifying the wastewater ahead of time. And
And that doesn't have to be pumped. That
Pardon?
treatment
No, it's
system-
just,
That's just. that is-
usually
Yeah, it's,
it can be media. It
right,
can, there's different ones out there and see Massachusetts, one of the things with the 95 code is they allowed this innovative alternative section, which it's a living code and there's a test center down at the Cape where if you have a product and you say I can reduce nitrogen to 10 milligrams per liter or whatever, it gets set up down the test center and they actually tells you, what it can perform and what it can do. And there's been quite a few since 95 that are actually, very effective. Especially in the nitrogen piece, because that's a big thing.
I think that's a good direction to look at then.
And those would go in as part of the install. And then depending on the system, some of them have like a maintenance, they have to be checked quarterly. They go in, I get reports, I cover Grafton, there's a lot of condos in Grafton, so they have these
I don't know
systems.
where they go in the ground or?
yeah,
Yeah,
after the tank,
yeah, they'd be, basically you'd have,
before the leach field.
Yeah, it's a
you'd have your tank with your covers, and then there'd be another
cover.
with some covers, be in the ground. Usually takes electricity, some kind of power, because either they're aerating
Recirculating
or
aeration or-
recirculating.
You've done this before.
I haven't myself, but we've done them at my company before.
Okay.
So that could be an option.
Yes, that would
correct?
be. And I
And
would
then-
say either way, a baseline is done, so we know what the water sample is.
Mhm.
And
That-
then,
that's
and then for the
required.
homeowner, for me, then I can choose, if you put that system, then I can choose to put a water treatment in myself, depending on the results.
I was gonna
Knowing
say, it
that-
has a lot of benefits for you to have that in
For the
your
homeowner,
house,
for
but
their homeowner.
I wouldn't see it coming all from the cost of this project. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you were asking them to install that in your house,
I
but
did
that,
originally.
yeah, but if we have this step in place that is treating it before it even hits the leach field,
Correct.
and then
That
if you
seems
choose to
reasonable,
take
not only
that
for me,
second.
for my
Yeah.
concern, but also the homeowners in your property.
Is that part of the plan you already had designed?
It
No,
wasn't,
No,
Okay.
it wasn't, we have to,
so we'll have
It's
to
an
get some
extra-
costs there.
so we picked a higher end system,
Mhm.
and then this was like the Cadillac on top of it or whatever.
If you were in a nitrogen
I have no
load,
idea how much it costs, but we'll get to that later.
I am learning a lot of things today.
This is our
if you were in a
official-
nitrogen sensitive area, we have some in Hubbardston, the Cape, then it would be a requirement. But you're not, but this is added, so not only would you add pre-treatment, then you're dealing with an advanced Presby system.
And then-
Even by the time it gets through the C-33 sands,
Right. No, I'm good with that.
yeah,
I'm-
basically
I'm good
water.
With that,
Yeah.
that plan, I think is a really good solution. The tight tank, if I would never, I couldn't think of asking you guys to do something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we did a tight tank, what I
That'd be
would,
ridiculous.
what I would do is I'd bring tenants in and you'd be dealing with, like, it's the only way I could handle it is with high turnover.
No, you can't do it.
It wouldn't work. So it would be, I'd probably either just let the house,
Yeah, make it a museum.
Mhm.
just burn it down or whatever, but.
If you make it a historical landmark, then you can keep it as is.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that in that way. There's nothing in it. I don't mean that.
I know.
Resubmit with, do some research on what would work there.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. This was good.
So next steps for us are,
They would resubmit a plan for plan review.
Mhm.
okay, is there a timeline?
Wouldn't have to add the install, because they already paid for that, the inspection fees, but resubmit for plan review. Don't have to do a new perk test, don't do any of that. We have done that.
right.
Um,
And I'd like, may I see the plan once it's completed?
yeah, public record,
Same as, yeah. Same as this.
public record. And then the other part
I'll let you know
is
when it's ready.
baseline water testing for
You can check.
your well
I'll
and
check
his
it.
well.
An email.
We want that on record. So we know, this is what the water is. You're gonna wanna know that before you
We
put
have to
people
anyway, I
in
think.
anyways.
Okay, so we have a feasible option.
That works for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
because I know you said you would rather have the house not sold, but ultimately it will be better, more beneficial to you as well if we can come to some kind of
Oh, yeah.
agreement here.
I guess I'd just like to ask one thing on behalf of my client and as a homeowner myself. I feel that the Presby EnviroSeptic would do its job. If there is an agreement in place for water testing and repair, I guess, remediation if needed, or making it right with your drinking water. I guess I'd love to see an option where we go with the Presby system, which already offers, I mean, I just have a pamphlet from them, but 2 milligrams per liter TSS, 2 milligrams per liter BOD, whereas the nitrogen system gets down to, say, 7. Seven milligrams per liter and 7 milligrams per liter. I guess if there's because we're talking, there's gonna have to be some agreement, correct?
Yeah, well, I think what I don't want to do is have ongoing stuff. So it sounds like we're gonna do a baseline water test, which we would have.
Yeah,
I don't want to have like remediation covenants and stuff.
I don't
in some
either.
deed. I just,
okay.
I want to
I'd
clean,
rather just like, we agree, we're gonna put something in, I'm gonna eat it, whatever, and we'll talk about it.
Yep,
If it's $100,000, I'm not gonna do
It's not gonna
anything.
be that.
If it's, we just won't do anything. We can't afford it. If it's reasonable, we'll do it. we can test the water, like, I don't think we have an ongoing, we're done.
And then I know from
Then
that
you
point on,
know-
if I need to put a water system in my house.
If you get a bad water test at some
We
point.
do a water system.
Yeah,
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that's true.
is that okay? Is that?
I was asking on your behalf.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the Presby system's fine. I have no idea on these new costs, so. We'll have to look it up, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll probably just stop. Figure it out. I gotta go.
So to be continued as far as working together a plan,
Yeah,
That
we'll
you
try to
would
come
then-
back with a design and.
shoot me the usual,
Is there a timeline that has to be done in or no?
well, he's fast as he's trying to.
How long did it take so far?
The original,
I've only been doing this for a month, so my goal is to get the house done in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Don't forget that I was
But I
there
can't do anything without this done, because I can't.
probably
get the plumbing
3 years
done.
ago. I think 3 years ago,
That house has been there for 10 years.
Yeah, but
10
I
years.
was there, someone was working on it, we went out, did a perk, like.
Oh, yeah, with,
And then I didn't hear anything, and then Julian called me, there was work
new sheriff's in
happening,
town here. We're trying to,
but there was
Get this
nothing
thing.
going on for a while.
10 years, basically.
Yeah.
So I've got a question about the process, the sequence. Once the system's redesigned.
Hmm.
How? Cause I'm curious about it more than anything else. How do I know about it? Do I have to
You-
call, I have to initiate the call? Do I get another notification?
Listen, I know you're holding it up, like gonna wanna see it and hold it up. I'll get you a plan.
You have my
Yeah.
number,
Yeah.
right? You called me already, right?
If you guys have that agreement and he gives you a copy of it, that's fine. We're gonna get a copy here as well.
Because what
You
I,
can give me some, I can pick up paper copies and.
I get the email as soon as they come through
Yeah.
on my phone. I
You'd
just need
wanna
to know what
email.
I'm looking at. So if you, if
can
it
always
says,
email us as well.
if it says the address Maple Street, I can make sure it comes.
you have my phone number, just shoot me your email. When I've reviewed the plan they send me,
I'll send it.
I can shoot it to
You
you,
drop it off to
So-
them.
PDF.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
I hope it doesn't cost an arm and leg.
We'll see.
I hope it's really reasonable and works.
I appreciate
It
it.
should be reasonable. I mean, it's not unusual to have. I just had one in Hubbardston because they were in a nitrogen loading zone, so. They had to add this to, as part of the system.
Right.
But if you look at it, it's just a couple. Access covers, that's it. I mean, additional. The homeowner, that's why. You don't want them to forget about their system. That's why you have the risers to grade, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll communicate all that.
As far as, that's set up, is that through the Board of Health or is that?
No, that's usually depending on the technology you get. Some of them would be required to have that quarterly maintenance.
Oh, I meant testing.
Just the water test.
The initial.
water test.
treatment
No,
test
you
and
you would do that, normal.
As part of this.
Like Neshoba. And then you get a printout, just again, follow instructions, you gotta take your aerator off, you need a free flow of water. You don't wanna use where you take the aerator off, you can get a false positive.
So you guys will work that out.
Yeah, I'll get a water
Okay.
test done.
Sounds good.
okay. Is everybody's
Thanks for the time.
good?
Mm.
We're good?
This meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Nice meeting you guys.
This is our longest Board of Health meeting.
Julian still.
Nice to stay for
The
the
record. You got it, Greg. Got it. Okay, old
It was
business.
reasonable for you guys.
Crawford
that's fine.
Road, thank you.
You want public health?
Um,
I can help you.
Sue
right.
said Crawford
So we're
Road,
waiting on the AG for the meeting,
perfect. Let's say that one
Yeah.
more time.
waiting on the Attorney General. for the-
Okay, for the meeting. Clerk report.
Oh, clerk's not
she's
here, tabled.
here. Correspondence, let's take a quick.
I looked at
did
the
you look
email.
the
There's
emails
nothing from
today?
Lester. They asked us to post the Narcan training and we did.
Okay,
And there was a
Um,
survey they wanted us to fill out and I filled it out. It was about nicotine cessation programs of the
Perfect.
places that they were sold and we did not. We only have one place that sells that and we decided to divert that. So that's how I answered the questions.
okay, sounds good.
Yep.
No Lester Coalition, they are not here.
No,
Next meeting will be posted and to be announced when we have our full new
Team.
board
Yep.
or in our clerk.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn,
second.
adjourned.